Hello, everybody. I'm Cinders Vale, your host for Happy Hunting, the show for hunts and hunters on the Second Life grid. We have started our new season, so I want you to stay with us all the way through. It's going to be fantastic in the coming months, and I don't want you to miss a single detail. And of course, I would like to mention the sponsors for Happy Hunting, Prim Perfect Publications, and Treat TV. And next, I would like to introduce you to a new member of our show staff. Rosamoo Mendelsohn was going to be our new Hunt News reporter, and I would like to say welcome, Rosamoo.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And I'm sure you've done a great job in finding out about some of the current hunts and upcoming ones that'll be starting in the next month or so. So why don't you tell our viewers what you found out?
Well, I have things from 3 different hunts um, that are ongoing and will be ongoing until the middle of September. So that gives hunters an opportunity still to get in there and get these things. The first hunt I'll highlight is called the Great Melting Pot, and this was a hunt that's theme is national pride, or in some cases local pride, I think. Um, we're starting out with the first item on the left is the bear with a globe, and it's a picture frame that you just drag and drop your picture into. But he's got a globe, and he's sort of being very globally proud.
And,
As you move, yeah,
oh, well, I was just going to say that's really appropriate considering Second Life is such a melting pot of nationalities.
it is. It is. I think that was part of the intent on the part of the uh, organizers. The next thing we have is patriotic Stars and Stripes pajamas, and that's
Those
from
are cute.
Passionette, and I think they're adorable, frankly.
Oh, I
The
agree.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I just agree with you totally, and I'm definitely intrigued by some of the outfits here.
Well, the pajamas and the next one, which is Michigan Cherry Pie from Dressed by Lexi, are neither of those are mesh, but there were a lot of mesh items in this hunt, including the next two clothing items that I brought with me. One is called um, Geisha Love by Fallen Dreams, and the one on the end from Barely Legal is Chai Tea Time Dreams. A lot of dreaming going on here. Uh, and there were quite a few other mesh items. There's a lot of things in this hunt. It's a pretty good sized hunt. Um, we're sitting at a table that is called it's the Italian Bistro table, and it comes from the Elegant Goth. And
I like
right,
it.
yeah, it's got 3 different poses. We're showing off 2 of them right now, and there is a third one. In front of us are the Matryoshka dolls, the nesting dolls, Russian dolls. And the one thing I bypassed was excuse me, the Matryoshka dolls come from SFW Industries. So I want to make sure everybody gets credit for what they did. Um, the one thing that I missed here was from Senzafine is the flowering cactus, which I think is probably Mexican. It puts me in mind of Mexico in any case.
Oh, yes, or the
Uh,
Southwest of the United
yeah,
States.
but there's a good broad range from one end of the globe to the other, represented from there.
Oh, I would agree, and I think this would be a great hunt to do because you're going to get a little bit of everything.
Yes, yes. And it's a good sized hunt. The next one I'm going to talk about is the historic hairdos hunt, which only has 13 stops, but it's you can tell that the amount of effort that was put into some of these is extraordinary. We start on the left with the Iron Tiger design, Maid Marian's headdress, which
Oh,
is
wow.
adorable. And next to that is the 1920s cloche from Chichiki. This is a great little hat. It has several different hair colors. The hat changes color, the band changes color, the flower and the button all change color. So you have a lot of play with that one. And so if you're not a brunette, you don't have to. You can still wear it because it has a blonde option
Well,
as
23 skidoo.
yeah. Yes. The next one over is the Marie Antoinette, which I can't even imagine wearing something like this.
But
This
they
comes
did.
oh, I guess. I can't the necks, they must have terribly sore necks. Um, this comes from Entropy Designs and is just so detailed. It's just I love just looking through it. It's a wonderful piece. They really took on a lot designing that, I think.
Oh, I
And
would agree.
the last set comes from Kisetsu, and this is one of the few that had both a men's and a woman's option. The ladies is called the Oshidori, and the men's is Samurai Chomaje. I think I got that pronounced correctly. I'm not sure, but they're both wonderful for Oriental hair, and
Well,
that's
I will. Oh, well, I was just going to say, I will say, after seeing these examples, I'm going to do this hunt. How can I miss out?
it's extraordinary that the hair, the hats, and the hairdos that people put together were just quite uh, detailed and complex. Very nice hunt. Not large, but high quality, certainly. The last hunt that I am highlighting today is called A Walk to Remember. And there's a variety of things here. I brought the big round sofa in the middle is from that hunt. And there were several sofas in this hunt, actually. I only brought the one. And the cat. There's a cat sofa of sorts.
I saw that.
The large round sofa is from R&B, and comes the cat sofa as well as there's some floral prints in the back, some textures right next to it. Those both came from Eclectic Twist, excuse me. This hunt was intended to honor people who inspired you. And there were a number of things that were people who were inspired by their mothers. The tea set is inspired by someone's great great grandmother, and she still remembers having tea with her great great grandmother, and what a wonderful moment that was as a child. So she was inspired to create that set, and that set comes not just as a single unit, but also in broken up parts. It's a nice package that she put together. Um, the the desk and the green desk and the chair come from Botanica, and it's the Rose desk, and she was inspired by uh, Henry, Henry David Thoreau, who obviously wrote Walden Pond, and it's a very nice piece. It's kind of a variety of people who people were inspired by, which is kind of nice. Uh,
Oh, I'll say.
Now, the last thing I have to show is the outfit that I'm wearing that I've put together, which was put together from things that I got from the Touched by Pearly hunt. And this hunt was put together it's an eye touch hunt, and it's to honor somebody who they knew who is no longer with us. And you still have a chance to get to it. It's goes till September 6th. And the boots come from Eternal Hearts. The jacket,
It's
and there's a men's
cute.
jacket, come from To Kill For, and the t-shirt and the jeans came from Mind Games Fashion. So there, and that's also a wonderful hunt. I Touched does a good job when they put their hunts together.
Well, the entire outfit is so cute.
Oh, well, that I get credit for putting it together. How's that?
Well, there is one more thing over there. Isn't there a blue ball gown?
Oh, I do apologize. Thank you for reminding me. The gown comes from Jazzitude. It's called Carrie in Satin. And it is I'm so used to seeing it. I've been enjoying looking at it for days, and I just sort of went right by it. So thank you. But Jazzitude put that together. It's quite an elegant dress.
Oh, one I would love to have.
Mm. And
All
I'm
right,
off.
See, my usual rule will have to ensue here. If I get a new item, something old goes out. So, oh my.
Very disciplined.
So, Rosamoo, what upcoming hunts can you tell our viewers about?
Well, I have about half a dozen to mention that are starting right at the 1st of September and will run most of the month. The first one is the Harvest Moon Hunt, excuse me. Um, uh, that's being run by Brandy Burge, and that's going to be a fun hunt to do, I think. Very, very autumnal and very appropriate to the season. There are a lot of those coming up, by the way. This is going to start the Twisted Hunt Fall Hunt, and Twisted Hunts are, of course, probably the most difficult hunt to do. I have never personally managed to get through any of their hunts completely, but so that's a good challenge coming up for people, and that will be starting beginning of the month, September 1st. Don't wait too long to get started either, because it's going to be ending at the end of the month, and it takes a long time to do that one. We have Carnival Days, which is going to be a five Linden hunt, about 50 stores running through that month. Obviously, things around the carnival. Four Walls, which is strictly furnishings and furniture. And let's see, the next one is, the Medieval Fantasy Hunt. This is their 6th rendition coming up for the month of September. And in the middle of the poster here that I put together, we have the one that's called Too Cute to Be True. This is, if anybody has done hunts, I'm sure that they've ended up at some point at, and I'm going to butcher this name, Les Sucres de Fairies, and I know that's not the way it's pronounced, and I do apologize. But I think this is the first hunt that she's run, Fairies at Sahara. So that's going to be exciting to see how she does. And the last one that I have on the board here is the Sims Kids Hunt, and I think you have more to talk about that one.
Yes, I will. Because the creator organizer for the Sims Kid Hunt is going to be the next guest on the show, right on this episode, so that's going to be fun. And I agree with you, harvest theme hunts are going to be very popular because, of course, many of us live in regions like myself where we are surrounded by harvest because we have a lot of farmland in the area. And of course, I can't help thinking, go do the historical hairdos hunt, people, and then you can start matching the hair you picked up to what you might get in the medieval hunt. So that would be most appropriate.
Good idea.
And of course, four walls. If you're tired of your old furnishings, you can decide, hey, I'm going to do the four walls and spiff up my home a little bit. That would be perfect. And carnival days. Who doesn't love going to their county fairs, state fairs, or the little carnivals that go around at this time of year? Kind of the little last hurrah before everybody has to buckle down for school and start getting ready for the end of autumn and beginning of winter. And Twisted Hunt. Yes, I have not done one yet myself, but one of these days, maybe this one, I will take the plunge.
Well, I've done some of them, but I've never ever managed to come close to completing one of them.
They are tough, folks, but it is well worth the time and effort because the Twisted Hunt folks do demand quality, and that is what you get doing this hunt. But no, you're not going to walk into all the stores and it's going to be a giant-sized hunt object right there in front of your face.
Never going to
No,
happen.
no. It's a
If you
challenge.
if you see that, then it's a dummy. If you see the hunt object sitting in front of you, I promise you it's a dummy.
Yes. So do join the hunt group for that one and pay attention to the rules. And yes, I have read their website, and hunt objects are moved around. There are dummies. They are not named Twisted Hunt object number 20. So using area search is not going to work. Just warning you. And of course, no cheating. You're actually going to have to use your brain a little bit and your hunting instincts. And the Too Cute to Be True, that sounds like a very clever one, and I think a lot of our viewers will enjoy doing that one. Well, Rosamoo, I think you have done a fantastic job as your first time as the Hunt News reporter for Happy Hunting.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you, and I'm certain our viewers are going to very much be looking forward to your segment every time we have an episode airing.
Right,
So thank
thanks.
you. All right,
Thank you.
well, welcome aboard. All right, everyone, that's it for this part of the show. Right now, we're going to take a short break, and when I come back, I'm going to be interviewing my first guest, Zandra Blessing of the Sours Pickles Hunt Group, and she's going to be telling us about her hunt that will be starting at the beginning of September. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Fearless Nation is providing education and raising awareness about post-traumatic stress disorder to banish stigma and inform the public. Fearless Nation PTSD support, putting virtual reality technology to work in trauma recovery. Visit this 501c3 nonprofit at www.fearless-nation.org. That's www.fearless-nation.org.
Welcome back, viewers. And in this segment of Happy Hunting, it is my great pleasure to welcome back a previous guest from last January, Zandra Blessing, who is here to talk to us about her latest hunt. Welcome back, Zandra.
Hi, Cinders. Thanks so much for having me again.
Well, it's a great pleasure to have you back again, telling us about your latest and greatest hunt. So why don't you start with what it is? Because I'm probably the only person in Second Life who isn't familiar with what it's based on. So please explain.
So I am putting together something called the Sims Kids Hunt. And for those who don't know what the Sims is how you would play Second Life in a video game. You have tasks and achievements and wishes that you need to fulfill. Unlike Second Life, you have to attend to your bladder needs and your hygienic needs, as well as eating, all that nifty things. And what my hunt is, anything that you would have for a kid, whether it's growing up from a baby, moving on to a toddler, going to school for the first time, that's what the hunt is about. So the theme of the hunt is to create nifty clothing, accessories, the home that you live in, furniture, anything that you playing The Sims as a kid would like to have. And what's interesting is that one of my hunters, in fact, and I were working on having an item, because the items are supposed to fulfill a skill, that you make your own skill. And that's what the item does. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, that certainly does sound innovative and creative. How long is your hunt going to last?
My hunt starts on September 1st, which is my birthday. Fun fact is I always do themes related to me during September, and this hunt ends 31st of September as well.
Okay, and I believe we have a sample of the hunt object that the hunters will be looking for.
Yes, it is
there
on
it
my
is.
head.
Okay,
It is a sim
hunters.
diamond.
So there you go. You're looking for the nice green diamond. So that is your goal for doing this hunt.
The diamond will, of course, be on a smaller scale, and it'll be very fun to look for.
And of course, yeah, I know you're pretty good about making sure that the merchants know not to shrink it down to such a tiny size that it's next to impossible to find.
Yes, generally it's about a third of the size, and it should be big enough for any hunter or even another store owner to locate the item. People get really creative, hiding in pots, putting on the back scale of a vendor ad, putting it in the grass.
And of course, for those of you who watched Zandra's previous interview, you know that she has her Sour Pickles Hunt group, which of course all of you can join so you can take part in any future hunts. And you also have your own website or for the group, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I do. It is Sour Pickles Hunts huntreporterrosamoo.blogspot.com. The website is designed to advertise upcoming hunts as well as the application and to release participants' names once the hunt is created, as well as the hints that get released at midnight of the day of the hunt.
And I can tell you, viewers, that Xandra likes to do really good hunts for all of you hunters. And she definitely likes to play around with what kinds of hunts she does. So it's really a good group to join or to keep checking the blog spot and see what's coming up. And of course, she's very good about organizing hunts. That I can attest to. Now, we've talked about the hunt object and what the hunt is about. Now, what do you have planned for maybe the winter season?
My October hunt?
That would work.
The October hunt is actually funny. I do one hunt a year that is open to any age, mature adults and PG Sims. It is called the Bright and Tight Hunt. It will be from October 1st through the 31st. And the theme is anything bright and tight, whether it's a leather texture on a couch or some neon stockings. It could be anything.
Aha. That sounds like that is going to be another fun one to do.
And in November, it is called the Shadows Hunt.
Ooh, that sounds kind of mysterious.
The Shadows Hunt will be primarily around things that could be hidden in the shadows, or if you create a piece of furniture, for example, it has to be shown in a light that a shadow is casted.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard a hunt being done that way before. This could be really interesting. And are you going to be doing anything for, say, the Christmas season or New Year's?
I will be doing hunts during that time, but they will not be related to Christmas or New Year's themed.
Just kind of stuff for the cold, the new beginnings.
Maybe. I try to stay away from that solely because there are so many hunts, like mentioned earlier with the fall hunts, that everybody is making winter clothes, scarves, moccasins, things to wear outside, those nifty little tennis slippers you wear on your feet so you can go trudge through the snow. I like to generally stay away from that, do completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. In July, I almost did something winter themed, Christmas in July, that whole thing. But no, I am not going to do anything related to cold. If anything, I might do something for the hot. You never know. I don't really think that far in advance.
Well, of course, those of us in the Northern Hemisphere do sometimes forget that for the Southern Hemisphere, it is their summer. When we're, at 30 degrees.
I might do something tropical themed for December.
Oh, that could be a lot of fun. And especially for our friends down under, that would be perfect for them. All the Aussies and the Kiwis and everyone else. That would be great. I like that idea.
I think I'm going to do that. I just wrote it down.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we were a little bit of inspiration there. And I think everyone is going to be looking forward to taking part in those hunts. And of course, merchants out there, you just heard what she's planning. So you might also want to check out her blog spot and make sure you get things ready in time. Because after all, sometimes people just get sick and tired of all the cold, ice, and snow and having to stay home because they can't go anywhere. So looking forward to something that feels and looks warm is going to be very tempting for a lot of hunters. That's what I think anyway. And Xandra, I am always amazed at how well you put these hunts together and how often you do them. It just always blows my mind.
I don't know. I used to do it for a friend, and that was around the time that I was getting sour pickles created. And I felt that, hey, I should put on hunts, and here we are. The fun fact about me, though, is I don't do hunts anymore. I personally don't seek them. The only hunt I do is the twisted hunt. And I have actually completed that hunt twice. It was very enduring to my brain cells.
Oh my goodness. Do you get like a couple of gold stars because you actually finished or something? I hope so.
I bought a pack of stickers at Walmart and I put them all over my forehead. I felt achieved.
Oh, there has to be like a hall of fame for those of you who finish the twisted hunt.
I guess you can brag about to your friends, oh yeah, I totally did that hunt. It definitely takes a couple of days, though. It's not something, I mean, it could be something you could do in one day, but that would be the whole day, all 24 hours of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, my hat is off to you for finishing 2 of those. My word, I am so impressed. But then I've always been impressed with you from your first interview here on the show. Organized.
Aw, thanks.
You take consideration of your hunt vendors, of the hunters. You make your blog spot as organized and helpful as possible, and you do well-run hunts. You care, and that is a wonderful thing for a hunt organizer to be. So I think I'm going to be taking part in your upcoming hunts. And as I think of my inventory count, I'm definitely going to have to do some weeding down, and it's going to be partially your fault.
Well, do you have a kid shape, though? That's the question. You first need to have a kid shape. That's where it all starts.
I probably have one somewhere in my inventory. I will go digging out. Well, Xandra, thank you for coming on the show again. It's always a pleasure, and I am sure we will have a return engagement of you coming back again.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much again.
All right, viewers, that was Xandra Bressing, the hunt organizer for the for the Sims Kids Hunt that will be running from September 1st to the 31st. So be sure to check out her website for all the current information and how to get started, and you're going to have a great time. Okay, we are going to take another station break here, and when I come back, the next episode of The Blackened Mirror, starring Xander Green. So stay with us.
Radio Real is an internet public radio station with multiple streams on the air daily. We play an extensive variety of music for listeners with eclectic taste, from early music to Victoriana, big band and folk, plus drama and special programs. For more details, visit radioreal.org.
The best things in life are free.
Welcome back, viewers. In this segment, we have got a new addition to our show, which you were introduced to in our last episode, The Blackened Mirror. You got to see a teaser trailer the last time around, and right now you are going to see the first brand new episode of this new venture that we're doing here for Happy Hunting. So watch closely. It's really important. And here we go.
They call it the City of Angels. City of the desperate. Heaven and hell in one easy package wrapped up with a sweet little bow for your comfort and convenience. For me, it's the closest thing I have to home. This is the side the city fathers want you to see. Bright lights, big music, and everyone having a good time. The jazz age in full swing, and everybody's happy. Sure, people get down, but, well, there's always more champagne and another pretty thing to take your mind away from trouble. Shame it's not all that way. Take a look on the other side of the tracks sometime and things aren't so peachy. If the angels are uptown in heaven, down here, we're sitting in hell. End up here and, well, it's been 2 years for me, and counting. Only difference is, I guess, I came here by choice. The name's Quinn, and when every other guy has sent you away, and even old Tom Lowry's laughed you out of his office, my place is your last stop on the way down the drain.
Mr. Quinn, I need your help.
When a dame walks into my office, it's usually because she's looking for some kind of muscle, but this one brought hers with her. And that wasn't the only thing that was interesting about her. You know those times when you know you're looking at trouble, but you're too dumb to walk away when you can? Yeah, this was one of them.
Mr. Quinn?
Funny, I thought my secretary...
He's only here to pick up her goddamn paycheck, Quinn. Henderson says if I don't pay him tonight, I'll be picking my stuff off the sidewalk by morning.
It would seem, Mr. Quinn, that I'm not the only one in trouble.
Everything's under control. Take a seat, Miss,
Allen. Alice Allen. I find myself in a certain predicament, and I require assistance in its resolution.
If you're paying, he'll take it. Hell, if you're paying cash, I'll take it.
Why don't you take a seat and we can talk it through? Oh, and, close the door. You can park it too, Chunky. I hate it when people try looming in my office.
I'll stand, thanks.
Now then, my predicament is rather difficult to explain in full, so I'll just cover the salient points for now. I find myself having trouble returning to my home, and it seems that I must recover a certain item to ease my passage. I would like your assistance in recovering the item in question.
I'm not a cat burglar, Miss Allen.
I most certainly hope not.
Although I might be aware of a couple of guys who could possibly fit that general description.
Ah. Well, if you're that sort of detective, I've clearly been misdirected. Good night, Mr. Quinn.
Hey, now, hold your horses there, Miss Allen. Now, what exactly seems to be your predicament? And just where exactly is home? You sound American, but you speak British English, and those clothes haven't been in style for 30 years, but they're clearly the real thing. Hollywood wouldn't spend that much on the detailing, and theater would have easy access. I'd guess it takes you the best part of half an hour to get into all that in the morning, and that's no theatrical costume change I ever heard of. Something's not square here, and before I do anything, I want to know what it is.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, okay. He's British.
Calm down, Mr. Biggins. I should warn you, Mr. Quinn, that Mr. Biggins can be rather protective. You might do better not to annoy him.
Right.
But then, you're not all you would like us to think either, are you? You hide it well, but there's something in your voice. New England?
That's not important.
Massachusetts, I'd say. How's the chowder out here? Rather disappointing, I imagine.
About this predicament?
I propose to pay you $50 for your aid in the acquisition of the item I seek. Have to be paid in advance as a retainer, of course. And I even have a clue from which you can begin.
So long as there's nothing illegal or violent, that'll be fine. The other stuff costs extra.
I'm sure it will be perfectly simple to a man of your talents, Mr. Quinn.
So, what's this clue?
I'm led to understand that the item I seek is hidden in a place for those who like both coffee and tea. I've already checked the warehouse district, but each seems to be a specialty in its own right.
And the item in question?
A small disc made of crystal. Fragile, but not intrinsically valuable.
Okay, you got yourself a deal. But we ain't going anywhere with you looking like Queen Victoria. Hey, Dolores. You heading out on the town tonight?
Yeah, sure. I thought I'd treat myself to dinner at the Surf Club. What kind of dumbass question is that?
Well, then how about you lend Miss Allen here that nice red dress of yours?
Sure, but if I'm going back to my place, I better be taking something with me. I'm 2 weeks behind. Give me half an hour.
Mr. Quinn?
Miss Allen, I'm sure you're a very respectable lady, but where we're going, you're going to need to show a little ankle. I hope you know how to dance.
And there you have it, viewers. That was really pretty cool, and I think you can certainly see why we are calling it Fun Noir. So stay tuned for all of the forthcoming episodes that we'll be showing here on Happy Hunting. And right now, I have one of the creative people who came up with this idea and have gotten it implemented. So join me in welcoming Safia Wittershins.
Hi, Cinders.
Hi, Safia. So what can you tell our viewers about what they can expect on the upcoming episodes?
Well, I'm not going to tell you anything because that would
Oh,
be spoilers. But what I can tell you is that now you've seen the episode, there are various things that you can do. There are 3 real kind of tasks coming out of this episode. The idea we had was that people can enjoy the episodes on alone without doing anything about it. But you can also find out more information about the characters and the story by doing a web hunt and finding some hidden web pages. You can actually take part in an in-world hunt and win prizes if you are in-world. So there's that level too. So there are 3 different ways. You can enjoy it just as a TV thing. You can take part in world and win prizes in the hunts, and you can do a hunt for hidden web pages as well and find out more information about the characters. So we're hoping that people are going to get involved on all different levels. There are, as you saw at the end of the show, there are 3 tasks to do before the next show. One is to find the location of Quinn's office in Second Life. It has a real physical location somewhere in Second Life. And there are actually clues both in the show itself, and there will be clues on the website that hopefully will lead you to the 1930s style location of the office. And when you have found that, you will be able to start a hunt. There's going to be information about that on the Blackened Mirror website going up shortly. So that will also give you clues to help you start the hunt. The other thing that you can do is discover the next destination. Again, in the actual episode itself, Alice talked about there being a clue, and she gave the clue to Quinn. Now, if you can solve that clue, if you can solve that mystery, then you will find out the destination that they're heading for in the next show. So that's something else you can do. And as you pursue, I mean, do some web searching. Look around the web, see what you can find out. There are all sorts of clues that are buried, not just on the Blackened Mirror site, but on other sites as well. We're putting out, this is a whole interactive process. Dolores, for example, has her own Twitter stream. So, subscribe to that and find out what Dolores is up to. There may be clues coming there too.
Yes, Dolores is 1 in a million.
Mm-hmm. She is indeed.
And remember, be nice to the secretary.
Yes, that's a valuable lesson for Quinn, I think, as we saw.
Well, I think this is going to be something really a lot of fun to be doing, and there's so many options for our viewers as to how much, or if they want to do the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. They can do all of it, or they can just enjoy the show. So it's up to them. But the prizes are absolutely wonderful.
Ooh, who doesn't like prizes? I do. Oh, I didn't say that. You didn't hear me say that.
And I believe that you have something special from the show as well, which hopefully will be becoming available soon.
Yes, I do. I was given by the designer Deli Beam North of Deli Beam's Gem Gallery. She created this wonderful set of jewelry that I am wearing. It's called the Black Mirror. And of course, it does take inspiration from the new show that we're doing. And I really love it. And I think it's just elegant. And it has a touch of flair. And I definitely think it ties in with the show extremely well. And,
yes, it does. Because I think I can... we have actually the object that is going to become very important in the show, and people will be finding that, and I hope they'll draw inspiration from your jewelry.
I hope they do too, because I'm certainly feeling inspired wearing it. I think this is going to be a great fun and something that has not quite been done this way before in Second Life.
Or anywhere, I think, to use sort of such a wide variety of social media. That's one of the things that I find really exciting about it.
Well, things have certainly changed from the days when Second Life first started all the way up to 2012. And I believe that Prim Perfect and Treat TV are moving along with the times and making full use of social media that is now available. And I think this is going to be a very fun experience for all of our viewers.
I hope so.
I think, I agree completely. It is going to be, I know so, you know so, they're going to know so very soon. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
No spoilers.
Oh, darn. I'm hoping I could trick you, but I failed, viewers. I tried, but it didn't work. Well, thank you for coming on and giving us a little bit more about what's going to be coming up on the Blackened Mirror. And of course, it stars Xander Green, who is excellent as Quinn, and of course, Dolores, the one and only course, the other characters that will be on the episodes. So stay tuned. It's going to get really interesting and fun. And remember, viewers, you can do as much of it as you'd like, or just sit back and enjoy the episodes as they air. So be sure to join us every other week when we air the new episodes. And you just never know what you're going to be discovering as you journey along with us with the Blackened Mirror. Again, Safia, thank you for coming on, and we'll look forward to having you back.
My pleasure.
Well, that is just about everything for this episode of Happy Hunting. I hope you had a great time coming along with us as I talked to Xandra Bressig and heard the hunt news from Rosamoo Mendelsohn. And of course, the inestimable Safia Wittershins giving us some tidbits about the Blackened Mirror. So join us for our next episode, which will be airing in September. We're going to have lots of fun things to talk about and even more hunt news of what's going to be coming up. So that's it for now. I'm Cinders Vale, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.